What's up, everybody? Quentin here with Mid-South Outdoor Life, where I'm about to finish up a really nice day of fishing out here in the Mississippi River. As you'll probably notice, I got downtown Memphis in the backdrop. So hopefully you'll stick with me through the whole thing. I did a variety of things today. I've been fishing for fiddlers and I've been fishing for giants. I've made all kinds of decisions and mistakes and a couple of good calls. Hopefully you'll watch it with me and maybe hit me up in the comment section below to let me know how you might have done it different or whatever. Let's just go fishing.
This production is being brought to you by Battery Outfitters. With locations all over the Mid-South, they are your neighborhood battery store.
That was fun. That was probably a dozen or so throws with a little 7-foot SS Series Phytech net. And I've got, I would say, 3 dozen shad and baby skipjack. So that'll work for today. So I was on my way to yet another bait spot, and I'm not gonna lie, I got fully distracted by some fish I saw on the screen. I'm talking about, like, you know, squirrel distracted, just like a little crackhead squirrel that can't keep focus. There's a bunch of fish right back there. I didn't see any that look like real big, but that's okay. I'm gonna put out some tiny hooks, some tiny baits, and try to catch a few fiddlers, the little bitty guys that you fry whole. And I'll put out some other baits too, just to, you know, just in case there's some big ones out there. On a day like today, honestly, all I care about is just being out here. Last but not least, a pile of gizzard shad. I'm gonna say that's a flathead. That's kind of cool. That fish was double roof hook, like where it just catches the skin of the roof of their mouth, but it caught it in 2 places. That's kind of cool. Oh, there we go. Check it out. About 22 pounds or so. He's talking to you. Great start to the day. Oh, got another one. Uh-oh, that's a drag taker. Pulling drag over here. This one bit hard. I'm sure it's a blue. It's not big, it's any smaller than the last one, it feels like, but man, when it bit, it was strip and drag. I don't know if it got caught on camera. Hey, look at that cute little fella. Probably go about, I'm gonna say 15 or so. Let's get it in here. I was wrong. This fish will probably go 18. Who keeps hiding my pliers? Well, I'm way off today. This fish is 23 and a half. That last one, I must have been way off on that too. That last one must have been around 20, 24, 25. Because this one, what'd I say, 22 and a half? Lovely. I'm going to kind of explain to you guys what I'm fishing and why I'm fishing it. Obviously I'm fishing behind a rock dike, but I'm not really fishing the dike itself. I'm focused on, there's a ledge here, okay? So, you know, you've got a scour hole out there at the end. Everybody knows about that. A lot of people focus on that, and that can be great. Typically you're going to have shallower water toward the middle of the dike, and often up here in the armpit of the dike you're going to have a hole. A lot of people focus on that. However, sometimes, like today, the fish won't be in either one of those holes or up on the bar. They're going to be on the ledge that you'll sometimes find leading into the hole at the armpit, from where the current is coming, you know, off the end of the dike and making a reverse swirl and working its way back up to the armpit, where it will again make a scour hole. Where it's beating this bank right through here, right behind the boat, there's a really steep ledge, just a little bit behind the boat. It's about 35 feet. Maybe if you go 15 feet behind the boat, it's 35 feet. And, you know, from this sandbar, that's a really steep ledge. And that's where I marked the majority of the fish, is along that ledge. And that's why I don't have my, for the most part, I don't have my baits casted out very far, as the fish seem to be on the ledge. Check it out, y'all. There's a deer right there. Can you see it? Right over there. Swimming up to this dike. Check that out. It looked like he wanted to come up on that dike, but he's scared of me. Like a 6 point. Check that out. What's up, buddy? How you be doing? That's pretty cool. Where are you going? All right. Trucking along pretty good for something with hooves, ain't you? Yeah. There we go. I think this is spot number 3 for the day. It's a gentle reverse current behind the dike. And I have no idea what bait this one is on. I wasn't paying that much attention. But it's a nice takedown. So let's see. Let me get my net freed up here. This feels like it might be a decent fish. I hate that expression, a decent fish. They're all, woo, they're all decent fish. Woo! Y'all hear that? Take and drag, and that drag is tight. They can drag like a flathead. They kind of make those runs. Woo! At the end. I had him right up underneath the boat, and then he took some line. Yeah, this is going to be a good one. Man. He's putting some heat on it. That's interesting. Really, really slow, gentle reverse current here. So I'm not just fighting current. It's going to be a nice fish. That's awesome. He's way back behind the boat. I had it right under the boat. I don't know if you could tell that earlier. I was kind of moving the camera around. I had it right under the boat. And then it just took off. There it is back there. Yeah, it's going to be 30s or 40s. I don't know why he went back there and then came up. That's odd. Come on. It's wrapped around his pectoral fin too. That's not good. He could break off real easy like that. Let's see. Oh, get off that fin. Get off that fin. Whoa, there he goes again. Yes. That's great. Taking off again. That line was wrapped around both pectoral fins. I took a risk and unlooped it. And I guess he thought he was free. Holy smoke. That's awesome. I'll tell you what, I have been using these Lew's SE600s for 6 months now, and a bunch of you guys have asked for a follow-up video to my initial review video. I'm going to do that today. As soon as I get this fish in, I'm going to give you the scoop on what I think about these reels. Awesome. I love it. This is one of those fish that fights above its weight. I mean, it's a big one, but I mean, he's giving me my money's worth. Awesome. Okay, surely he's ready now. Come on. Nope. You gotta be kidding me. Would you hurry up? I'm trying to shoot a real review video. Sort of. There we go. He's coming up. Coming up. There we go. Woo! Yes. That was a good time. All right. $52. Another one on the Rippin' Lips 7/0. I love these hooks. Still sharp. There we go. Yes. I'll take it. Here we go. Back in the water. What we got here? All right. Did I mention that I hate these things? I do. It's a true story. You suck. There's a something. Be a fiddler. Be a fiddler. You gotta be kidding me. Would you believe me if I said I really don't catch these that often? There's something going on back there. There's one. Be a fiddler. Well, that's different looking. That sucker right there is dark. This one is certainly small enough to fry whole, but I like my fiddlers even smaller than that, believe it or not. And this one's got such a dark color. I'd like to maybe catch this when it's like 80 or 90. Be really dark, cool looking. So I'm gonna put it back. If you guys are looking for a good fiddler hook, I doubt that there's that many of you out there that specifically try to catch fiddlers, but if so, I really like these. They're by Owner. They're called the Mutu Light. It's a straight shank, straight eye. It's a circle hook, but it kind of looks like a hybrid between a circle hook and a J hook. And I've had fantastic luck using it for fiddlers. It's a good time. In case you're curious as to what hook I like for general catfishing or even targeting, you know, the bigger catfish, it might come as a surprise, but 7/0 is actually my preferred size. I use both the Rippin' Lips and the Tackling Cats. I've used tons of others. You name it. I mean, random stuff off Amazon, you know, Catfish Sumo, stuff you can't pronounce, Hooker's Terminal Tackle. Geez, you name it, I've used it. I don't know. A lot of the problem with some of the rebadge stuff, to me, is quality. You know, the eyes not being closed, them coming out of the package with bent hook points. But I don't have that problem with either one of these. They're both straight shank or straight eye. They're both circle hooks. One of them is a thinner wire than the other. That being the Rippin' Lips, this being the Tackling Cats. They're both 7/0. Both these companies make bigger hooks. In fact, this company's working on a really big hook. These guys, they run a 9 and 8. I really like their little 6s. But I can tell you, I'm not on the big hook hype, man. I think there's a lot of guys out there that think that if they brag about using giant hooks, it makes people believe that they only catch giant fish, or they're some kind of stud. I don't believe that crap. You don't need a giant hook to catch big fish. If anything, you're just blinding a bunch of fish a lot of times using those giant hooks and skull hooking them and getting them in the eyeball. I don't know, man. 7/0 will catch anything. The 6/0, for that matter, will. But those are my two favorites. I've just put out 3 lines in this spot with kind of mixed emotions. I really didn't mark anything worth stopping for. I mean, I saw a few fish, but they were all really small. And I'm not happy with the way the boat's setting right here. It's staying somewhat still, but it's kind of positioned weird. So I just kind of half-heartedly put a couple of baits out there. I'm going to give it 10 minutes. Kind of a weird spot. I've never fished here when the water was anywhere near this level. And out here sometimes it can take a few different tries at different angles to try to position the boat the way you might want it. I've got one bait right behind the boat in like 23 feet of water, and then the other 2 are in, I would say, between 30 and 40 feet of water, and they're just adjacent to 80 feet of water. And not real high hopes, but we'll see what happens. It's been about, I'm going to say 2 hours, at least an hour and a half since the last time I turned the camera on. I've been just boat riding. I've been kind of checking out some places that I really haven't looked at in like, I don't know, 3 years? Something like that? 4 years? A bunch of these dikes and just various different places. You know, the last couple years on the Mississippi has been, it's been a nightmare as far as high water. I'm sure a lot of you who subscribe know that. Really, I guess almost nationwide, there's been a lot of water the last couple years. But out here in particular, I mean, I think we went, if I'm not mistaken, 8 consecutive months above flood stage. Something like that. It's not good. But anyhow, I was about to make another long run, and I marked a few fish in this little swirly hole. I'm sure you can see all the floating debris on the water here. It's really slack right here. I'm surrounded by a lot of moving water, but I'm kind of in the middle of it, in the eddy. This floating debris tends to be a real pain. No doubt about that. Not my favorite thing to deal with. Generally, I like to avoid spots like this unless it's the absolute middle of winter. But I thought, what the heck? We'll just go ahead and give it a try. I'm just going to suspend 4 rods. I've already got the other 3 out. It's 73 feet. Just give it, I don't know, 15 minutes, maybe, something like that. Well, I failed at the 35 foot of water plan again. I'm in 50. My baits are in 60. But I saw a fish on the screen. I like the current here. The boat's holding nice and solid. So we'll see. There we go. All right. Got another blue cat on. It's all kinds of wrapped up. I can feel it tumbling. Might go 30. I want to go, I don't know, the scale was moving around between 29 and 31. I'm happy to have it. I don't know if this is going to close out the day or if I'm going to look up on a couple more, but I've enjoyed today. Right down there, you can see it. It's about to be. Either that or I got line trash, I don't know. Yeah, it's a bite. It is a bite. It was both line trash and a bite. There we go. All right. Beautiful Mississippi blue cat, somewhere around, I don't know, 13 pounds. See you when you're 90.
This production was brought to you by Battery Outfitters. With locations all over the Mid-South, they are your neighborhood battery store.